Hi, I'm here today to talk about education and healthcare, and in particular, who should be paying for them. There's a lot of arguments to be made on both sides of this, and people kind of just pick a side and run with it because that's what they want to do. Basically, the people that still have student debt want their debt paid off by someone else, and the people that didn't go to school or paid off their student debts already don't want to pay for someone else's debts. Health insurance is a similar idea. Some people are saying we should all pitch in and help. It's going to cost less for everyone. But those that are healthy are just going to subsidize those that are ill, is the other side of that argument. So the healthy guy who can work is paying all of his money to the ill person who cannot work. That's the argument over there. Alright, now, if only there was some kind of program in place that would take care of these things for us. Even if you have to put in a couple of years of service helping out somehow, pitching in some way that you could get this education bill handed to you that's going to pay for your school, or even crazier, educate you while you're doing this service. And like health insurance, maybe we could discount health insurance a massive amount to people that have been in service to the country for a while. And I don't know if there's any ideas out like that. Like the post 9/11 GI Bill or TRICARE health insurance. But if you want to mandate that we should be taking all this money from everyone and putting into a pot for some other people, then why shouldn't they have to contribute to society as well? Go ahead and sign up, enlist. It'll pay for your school. It'll train you while they're doing it. They'll teach you trades. They'll teach you all sorts of cool stuff. They'll feed you. They'll give you great education, and they'll travel you around the world. Not to mention you'll toughen up and understand how things work a little bit better than the narrow view that most people get growing up in their hometown. Actually seeing how other people live versus being told how other people live is a big difference. Now, I personally am against mandatory enlistment, mandatory service, for a whole dozen reasons. And the number one argument that I'm going to make is it's a little old and outdated, but free men fight harder. If you are forced to fight, you're just not going to fight nearly as much as if you're fighting to defend what you love and what you are free and protect and own. But Israel and a whole bunch of other nations have mandatory service before you get all your rights as an adult citizen. And that's male and female, not just men. And again, I'm not saying we should have mandated enlistment, but just have a look at what the GI Bill can do. You can use it for college degrees, associate, bachelor, or higher, vocational, technical training, including non-college programs, so you can get a certificate, on-the-job apprenticeship programs, licensing and certification reimbursements. So if you open up your own business, you can get paid through this to pay for the certifications you needed to be able to open your business and your licenses to operate. Flight training. You can use it for flight training and correspondence training, for work-study programs, top up your tuition assistance, or even get tutors. It does a lot of stuff. I think you get 36 months paid for through this. They're hoping that you use the rest that you get the rest of that done while you're enlisted, like your gen eds. But there is a gold yellow program, or gold ribbon yellow ribbon program, something like that it's called. And now the school has to be in on it. But yeah, the yellow ribbon program, it's part of the post 9/11 GI Bill. It includes a provision to help students avoid some or all of the out-of-pocket tuition fees associated with the education programs that may exceed the GI Bill tuition benefit. The Yellow Ribbon program is not automatic. The schools have to enter into it with the VA to share the expense. But a lot of schools do this for a lot of reasons. One, they want to help out vets, and two, get paid a little bit less or don't get paid. The GI Bill will even move you across the country if you live in the middle of the boondocks and there's no nuclear physics program there. They will move you across the country to do this. And you can pass it off to other family members. And your health insurance, it's a little more involved to get insurance that you get to keep out of the service. There's some stuff you can keep if you only do like one enlistment. But the TRICARE program is pretty dang good in terms of what you get for what you pay in. I've probably got better dental and health insurance than most people out there, and I bet I'm paying a fraction of the cost. And yes, my education and my healthcare is being subsidized by the taxpayers. But I also gave 7 years of my life piece of my body in payment for this. That seems like I kind of got the raw end of that deal, but someone has to pay for this stuff, and it's you could say we could just print money or whatever, or just do it. What difference does it make? Then that means you do need to go to school and study economics, because you clearly don't understand how an economy works if you think we can just print out more money to fix a problem. Um, but I don't know. Maybe if we had more people enlisting, we would have more of this stuff paid for. We'd have more people, service people, to get programs done. Um, we don't just use the Army to go and blow stuff up, or the Navy. Look what, after an earthquake or a tsunami, they're always there helping everyone on the planet out. Very rarely they deployed within the United States, because it takes all sorts of weird stuff to make that happen. But that's what the Guard is for. And hey, these programs extend to the Guard, I believe. I believe you can do National Guard and still get your GI Bill benefits and all that good stuff, and keep your great health care. And you only have to do this much of the work that you would if you enlisted. Have a look at it. It's a good card to have in your pocket. Seriously consider this for your children. I know it sounds terrible, but seriously consider it, versus demanding someone else pay for them. Teach them that they're going to have to pay for this stuff on their own. Everything in general. No, there's no such thing as a free lunch. Someone paid for it. Someone had to grow that food, had to treat it, had to process it, had to package it, had to ship it, had to put it on a shelf, and then had to hand it to you. That's a whole lot of people that didn't get paid so you could have a sandwich. Same thing with education. It cannot be free. It is paid for by someone, or else people just won't go and be a teacher if they're not going to get paid. No one's going to build a school if they're not going to get paid to build the school. Maybe a couple of years of your life, gaining some experience on how the reality actually works before you go to school. So maybe you might change your major, thinking, hey, dance theory might not be the best way to go here. Maybe I should learn how a nuclear reactor works, or how to repair a car, or how to fuse metals. Something that you can sell. It's nothing wrong with dance theory, but there's not a whole lot of people getting paid to be dance theorists. Just like Navy historian. That sounds like a really fun education to pursue. I would have a ton of fun going through that. But where am I going to get a job being a Navy historian? Maybe a museum or the History Channel. Not a whole lot of jobs out there for that. However, MIG welder, there's tons of jobs out there for it. And a little life experience before you declare a major and make life-changing decisions that might leave you $250,000 in debt. And then you wonder why you can't get a job and pay off this debt. And then you demand I pay off your debt because you picked a bad major that you can't get a job with. Tell you what, go enlist, see how it works. Join the Navy, travel around the world for 4 years. Come back, say, all right, this is what I want to do. I'll be more than happy to sign that check with my taxes. Now that I know you are at least have an idea of what's going on. And you've already done something. You spent years protecting me. I'm more than happy to pay for this. Versus you spent years studying a bunch of crap and getting stoned in a dorm room. Now you want me to pay off your debt because you can't find a job. That was a bad decision on your part. Same idea with the healthcare. Health insurance ain't getting cheaper. You're not going to... You can't just mandate I pay for someone else's stuff. And sure, you can, but why aren't you paying for my food? Or even better, if you're going to say that we all get together as the people to pay for your health insurance, then why don't the people get to decide what your diet is and your exercise regimen is too? Because that affects your health, which affects the budget. I don't think I should have a right to tell you what you could eat and how many miles you have to run a week. I don't think you should be allowed to make me pay for your heart bypass because you decided to have bacon cheeseburgers every day for 6 years. Just my 2 cents. If you got, feedback, give it to me. Let me know what you think. Again, I'm not actually suggesting we mandate enlistment. I'm saying that if you want all this stuff paid for and you don't have the actual scratch, go sign up. Just don't have a felony conviction. Anyway, good luck, everyone. Good luck. And I hope we come up with a better answer, but free ain't gonna happen.